Welcome to the Lighthouse video series, where we dig into the technologies that Nichols Portland Inc. offers to our customers and try to help you utilize those technologies to their fullest potential. I'm Steve Medill. I am the Executive Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Nichols Portland Inc. Today with me, I have Tom Freemer, our Plant Manager for MIM, and we also have Joe Taylor, Manufacturing Engineer, focused on the additive technology. Today, we're coming to you from the Center of Excellence at our Alpha Precision Group facility in Ridgeway, Pennsylvania. In this facility, we do focus on MIM and additive. So, gentlemen, thank you for joining me.
Yep.
So, 3D printing is quite the buzz. Everyone is talking about it. You see a lot of the markets out there. In our case, we're very fortunate that we do 3D printing, and we have a lot of different resources for that. But one thing I would say is a lot of people don't understand what kind of 3D printing we do. So maybe, Tom, you can walk us through what is the type of sinter or 3D printing that we do.
So, we do have 3D printing here on site that's utilizing resins or plastic materials. However, center-based additive manufacturing, SBAM, is one of the technologies that we feel we have a good expertise in working with both the equipment and the material systems that then require centering, of course, as their final step or one of their post-processing steps that develops the part into its final geometry and its close to 99% theoretical density of the material system. The two different center-based additive manufacturing methods that we utilize here, binder jet is one, and mold jet would be the other. We'll talk a little bit about the differences of the two here in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, and I guess, Joe, if you could expand on that, what are the processes that are required for 3D printing?
We'll start with binder jet. You would start with a reservoir of metal powders and a spread gantry that would spread that over top of the build box. And then you have another gantry with print heads that would spread that particular layer image of binder. And then you would spread another layer of powder over that and work that process the whole way up, creating slices every 50 or 100 micron layer thickness.
Right.
So after the print is complete, what you would do then is take that build box, or build cake as we would call it, put it in a cure oven for a predetermined amount of time. And at that point, you're curing the binder so the metal particles will stick to it. Think of it like glue,
Right.
essentially.
Yep.
So after the cure process is complete, you would then go to depowder process, which is essentially a looks like a sandblasting cabinet where you would remove all the loose powders around your green part.
Right.
And at that point, the component would be ready to be centered. Mold jet's a little different. The process of printing is different. You start with a layer of wax with the outline of that component's profile, and then spread a layer of metal paste in that mold, essentially, and continue that process at 75 micron layer thickness until you got the component complete. At that point, it would go through a thermal demolding process and then 2 chemical demolding processes, and then that component is ready for centering at that point.
Okay. Yeah, so two relatively similar but pretty distinctly different type of processes.
Sure,
right?
Yeah, both have their strengths for sure.
So, Tom, as part of that, of the systems that we have here, there's obviously certain materials that we're able to work in. What are some of those materials?
So the workhorses right now are in the stainless steel category, which first being 17.4 pH. So it's a hardenable grade of stainless steel. Also 316L, which of course is an austenitic grade of stainless steel. Those are the two grades that we work primarily in, both binder jet and mold jet. There are multiple material systems that are in research and development right now,
Right.
Both internally here and with the OEMs, but we've worked with some low alloy steels, specifically 4340 and 4140.
Okay.
the big, or I guess the key around the material systems that are available for the center-based additive manufacturing coincide very well with what is available on the metal injection molding side.
Right.
So we're using very similar metal powders supplied by the same metal powder vendors that are used in the MIM feedstock.
Right.
So you can imagine how that would yield very similar properties once centered to our MIM production. And so that has made it easier for us to then, bridge to MIM, topic that you'll be hearing later in another video series.
That's right. And that bridge to MIM has been very successful for us. So it's been great. On top of that, we want to expand this business to also offer it as printing services for any customer interested in I guess you would call it a service bureau is what they call a lot of times, but we are available to print whatever products out there, and we have customers that do that as well.
Yep.
Maybe Joe, maybe you could talk a little bit about, we know in previous videos, we talked about the tolerancing expectations for MIM. It's not quite the same for printing because it's a different process. Maybe you can talk to us a little bit about what is the expectation that a customer should expect when it comes to printing a product.
Yeah, sure. So the first iteration, we'd probably be plus or minus 1% of a feature size.
Okay.
Subsequent iterations past that, we could probably dial it into maybe something similar to a MIM tolerance, like 0.5% of a feature size.
Right.
But yeah, as you stated, it's a different process than MIM, so it's not as repeatable.
Okay. Very good. Well, guys, this has been very informative. And again, we're just touching the surface of these topics in these videos, but been very insightful. If you have a project that you think you'd like to work with us on, or if you would like to learn more about our additive capabilities or how additive works, in our case, we would love the chance to come and have more dialogue with you. You can contact us through the NicholsPortlandInc.com website or the AlphaPrecisionPM.com website, and we'd be happy to set up some time with you. So thank you, and hope we will hear from you soon.